Hi, I'm Dan Stoll and I'm going to be your child's English teacher this year. There's some things I'd like to go over with you prior to open house. So if you just watch this video, we'll talk about a few things. First, it would probably be nice to get to know me a little bit, know who your teacher is. I've been teaching for 11 years, 9 of those years right here at good old CMS, 1 at EHS and 1 at Portsmouth High. I was raised in Dublin, New Hampshire and got both my degrees at UNH, and so I'm pretty much a local boy. I now live in Kensington and have for about a year now with my wife and my lovely 1-year-old daughter Tula. We use a lot of technology in this classroom, as you might have guessed. It's really important that your child has digital literacy just as well as traditional literacy in this day and age. It's much different than the way we went to school, but that's how it is, and it's best to have your kids be able to navigate that pretty easily. So that means we make heavy use of their school Gmail account. We also really make heavy use of my blog, www.istolenglish.com, where I will often post videos like this one and relevant information and materials. So it's really important that your child has consistent, reliable access to the internet. If you can't get it at home, make sure that they've set up some kind of strategy to regularly use the internet at school, at the local town library, or even at a friend's house. We'll also be using the iPad Lab in this class pretty frequently. Fortunately, a lot of your children seem to be quite familiar with the iOS operating system. And we'll be using a lot of other important websites like Edmodo and many things which we will guide your children and yourselves through if you have any questions. One of these things that I use frequently this year is Twitter. I have a username at Mr. Stowell, which I'll frequently be posting homework assignments and other little tidbits that will be helpful for your kids. Sometimes it isn't always academic, but it is generally academic or education related. But the big thing I use is this concept that's pretty big in the educational world these days called flipping the classroom. What it is in a nutshell is it takes the traditional lecture format, which is usually done at the front of the classroom by the teacher, and it also takes the traditional homework format, which is typically done like exercises at home with the kids and their parents trying to help them out, and it flips that. So that way, the lecture is actually taught on video and is seen at home for homework, where that traditional homework is now brought into the class where the teacher, not the parent or anybody else, can help the student. There's some really great benefits to this. First of all is flexibility. Now your kids and you can watch your teacher's lecture as many times as you need to, including rewinding, pausing, skipping ahead to the good stuff. There are endless possibilities. It also has the parents, the support staff, and the student all on the same page about the information that the student needs to know. But the biggest benefit of flipping the classroom is that it provides me, the teacher, more one-on-one contact with your student in the class. Now that I don't have to spend most of the class lecturing about some kind of grammatical concept or something about literature, we can now have more conversations, and I can help your students directly with homework, and we just have a lot more hands-on activity time and one-on-one interaction. Now we're not going to flip every class every day, but we do it pretty frequently. So obviously having a nice quiet spot for your kid to watch videos on a regular basis at home is pretty important. However, they can also watch these videos on their phones these days, even going back to the bus. But of course, like any kind of regular homework, a nice quiet environment is best. We'll be showing your kids and you how to watch these videos effectively and get the most out of these video lectures. Now, aside from flipping and technology, we do a lot of other things in this classroom. If you go to my website, you will be seeing an outline of this year's curriculum. But it's also important to know that we are pretty closely following the Common Core standards for this year, which you may have heard a lot about in the news. Now, aside from your thoughts on Common Core as a whole or what you've heard, these are the standards that New Hampshire has adopted, and we got to follow them. And I got to say, personally, the standards for 8th grade are pretty solid. What I really like about them is their really strong emphasis on reading strategies. So these standards are very similar to other standards we've had in the past, with the addition of more emphasis on reading. If you have any questions whatsoever, I am well versed on not only the politics involved with it, but also the standards themselves and how they're implemented. So please feel free to talk it over with me sometime. So hopefully you've watched this video before coming to open house, but if not, you can watch it afterwards. But if so, I would love to have that time to discuss anything that you would like to discuss on open house, be it Common Core, flipping the classroom, other teaching strategies or curriculum, or if you just want to talk about your kid in specific, or parenting in general, or how to help your kid with homework, or even the meaning of life, I'll be here and I hope to see you. So, I'll see you soon, and till then, take care.